Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to episode 5 of Rogue to High Rated. Our current rating right now is 203. We took a loss in the last episode. Very valuable loss, though. A lot to be learned there. So if you guys want to check that episode out, definitely do so. I'll try to leave a link to it up in the top right if I remember. We played against Pure Mech Knight, so this is a pretty interesting matchup. Yeah, if you guys are new to the series, this is basically me documenting my journey to top 200 on DB, playing rogue decks only, and our deck of choice, as you guys know, is Speedroids at the moment. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into this. Also, a quick reminder to check out the ways that you guys can support the channel down in the description below, whether it be using my discount code at imperiumduelist.com or using the affiliate links I have to TCG Player or thecoldestwater.com. So yeah, let's take a look at this. My opponent, Alistair 0617, 374 rated with 637 experience to our 203 rated, 540 experience. And I think this might have been a table 1 match or one of the top tables, because this guy was like pretty high rated for this. I think it was like day 2 or maybe day 3 of like the new season on DB. So we go ahead and win rock, paper, scissors. Must be nice, right? We won our last one too. And he is on the Swordsoul strategy. 42 versus 41. I'm still on that E-Telly droplet build that you guys saw in the last one. I know I said the E-Telly replays are numbered, and they are. Don't worry. There are going to be a few string replays coming up where there is no E-Telly package in there, and then from there on out, there probably will not be any more either, unless for some reason I decide to go back. We go ahead and lead with the Marble Machine here, and that is going to go ahead and resolve. And we're going to go ahead and spec Tekatomborg. And yeah, so I think what I'm doing right now is like the Crystal Wing safe play, like the anti-nib play, I guess, where you make Crystal Wing before a brand shooter. And my opponent is going to be smart here and fire off the Ash and the Tekatomborg, which is really, really strong. I go and activate E-Telly, or not E-Telly, I'll go ahead and activate Talents here. Take a look at the hand. I see what he's on. I'm like, all right, he's playing Swordsoul. He's got Droplet, Imperm, the Adara, and the Ashina. Ashina being like one of the better ones in his hand, so I go ahead and decide to hit that out. And then we can continue with the wheel, pitching out the card turbo. I'm like, this is fine. Even if I roll a 1 because I have the Pillow to save me, and speak of the devil, I roll a 1. We had 2 4s, I think, in like the last couple episodes, but yeah, bound to roll a 1 every now and then. Can't be that good. E-Telly's going to bring us Pillica to help try and recover here. That's going to bring back the car turbo. And we're pretty much like almost like back to where we started in a sense. We're going to synchro for the corkscrew here. Try to go ahead and search a spell or a trap. He is going to imperm that. And I knew he had the imperm still. So at this point, I'm trying to do everything I can to you know, entice that imperm to come out of his hand. I think corkscrew is a pretty good way of doing that. Because that would have just searched the duplicate, which honestly against his deck with the hand that he has right now could just be a pass turn, honestly. So we go ahead and go for the rubber band shooter, and here I know there's no more interruptions. I know he just has Droplet Adara, so we're gonna go ahead and banish the 6. We're gonna reveal Hound and Terratop. Since we've already used Marble Machine, we get the Hound and Grave, which is completely fine. Additional normal of Card Turbo here, or additional normal of Terratop, and we grab Hound. And yeah, this is a rough hand here because I've already burned Tekatomborg, we got Ash, already burned Card Turbo to recover, which, yeah, like, not much I can search here, not much else I can search, and I decided to go ahead and Synchro 6 for Charge Warrior, draw a card. What does it draw me into here? Draws me into a Duke, of course, right? But I guess that's fine. I have Hound follow-up. Not the greatest. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and pass turn. He draws Ash for turn. And yeah, you can see like the E-Telly engine does come in clutch somewhat. But like, if that were like simply just more hand traps or like other cards, I wanted to make this comparison in the last episode, but like I feel like the E-Telly engine, while it does seem very good on the surface in certain interactions, like it still doesn't like help fix a lot of the deck's problems. Like you still end up having the same choke points, and if your opponent is hand trapping you in the correct spots, Like, the E-Tele engine really doesn't help you that much at the end of the day. Like, I had E-Tele for Pilica there, and I still ended on just Charge Warrior Rubber Band Shooter. Maybe I could have played that differently, but maybe I could have drawn 2 off Talons, but I don't know. And like I said in one of the previous episodes as well, like, I find a lot of the better E-Tele, like, combos are, like, 3-card combos. And I think that definitely holds true. And on top of that, like, a lot of the times when you're using E-Tele, like, it can be nice just to get a free win body to go into Rubber Band Shooter with. It can be helpful to recovery, but, like, we already have cards in the deck that do that. So why go out of our way to add cards into the deck that fulfill the same role as other cards in our deck that already do, while they simultaneously make our deck more inconsistent and decrease our chances of seeing starters and pulling second cards? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I know that was a very poor way of saying it, but my opponent is just going to scoop because he probably realizes he can't do much with Adara, Ash, and Droplet. I mean, if he was playing Hulk, he could have done something technically. Like, he could have spec'd Adara, normal Ash, make Hulk a Fireback, summon 01, make Auroradon, summon Token, summon Despot, Synchro for Yazi, Auroradon pop Yazi, Yazi summon Taie, Taie banish Adara, and then make Chijiao, dump Ashina, search Blackout. Isn't that crazy? You could have done that much off of just normal Ash and Adara. Unless Hulk says you need, like, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. But I think it's just 2 monsters, one being a tuner. But I digress. Here we are in game 2. I open up Nib, Hound, Wheel, Reboot Duke to his Taie, Vishuda, Ashina, Ash, and Taie. Pretty solid hand. He's going to leave with the Ashina. Go ahead and link that into the Monk. Spec out the Vishuda. And he's going to go ahead and activate Ashina here. That's going to spec out the Adara from the deck. And he's going to go ahead and Synchro 9 here, or Synchro 8 into Boxia. Boxia effect, popping the Monk. That is going to revive the Adara Engrave. And at this point, I know that Chao Fang is on its way. And he will light lock me, which means I cannot Nibiru him. So I have to use it right now. And I say think here because I'm like, you know, he could make Chijiao here, or not Chijiao, he could make Chao Fang here, and that's a very, very real threat. And then the rest of his plays get to pretty much go uninterrupted. But I do burn the Nib. It's a use it or lose it situation at this point. I do recognize that. So we summon out the Nib, put it in defense middle. He still has his normal summon Taie effect. Go in and go ahead and banish. And he's going to go ahead and banish the Boxia, summon out a token, Synchro 8 into Chijiao, chain the 1 Chi, chain 2 Taie. Dump and search. And I think you can get access to Longyan here too, but he's going to go ahead and search the Blackout because he probably values that follow-up of Taie a bit more. Adara effect, go ahead and add back Ashina. So he has, and Vishuda effect. He's going to bounce the Nib back to my hand too. I thought that was weird that he bounced the Nib back. Because now he just has to play around Nib a second time. And if, like, he already knows I'm playing Speedroids, and he should know that Terratop is a card. He's just made Terratop live. I'm really unsure as to why. Okay, well, okay. Now I see why he bounced it back. Because he's afraid of Nibiru, run over, Chijiao, make the Blackout dead. Okay, I get it now. But I have that red reboot because I'm so good at the game. What can I say? Normal Hound here. So at this point, I'm going to just basically try to, like, play fearlessly. Because I know I don't have to worry about basically like an Icarus attack at this point. So now Duplicate, was expecting the Blackout there maybe, because that would have been like an okay Blackout. Then I'm going to go for Rubber Band Shooter. I think he fires the Chijiao here. I was going to say he could have fired the Ash. And that gets negated. I go for a Wheel. He takes the Ash bait there. Which honestly, it's not bait. Like, that's a good Ash in that situation. I think most people would Ash. You negate the Link 2 after they've normal summoned. You know, you see him activate a card that requires him to discard. Like, yeah, why not make him go minus, right? But luckily for me, I have Speed Recovery. And Speed Recovery is going to go ahead and revive me the Hound, or no, revive me the Duke. And then I go, I should have revived Hound, just because, like, if he had DD Crow, he doesn't end up DD Crowing, like, Duke. Then we go for Auroradon here, and he actually never ends up using that Blackout, which is crazy to me, because I don't see why you don't use it, but he's going to go ahead and use it now. Auroradon to tribute 1 to go ahead and non-target pop. He chains, and he clears the 2 tokens. I just go, yeah, Auroradon still pops just because, like, it doesn't target. So get rid of the Nib token, swing in for 21, and I go ahead and pass turn. Now my opponent still knows I have Nib in hand, so he's still got to play around the Nib. He's going to go ahead and spec out the Ashina. There's 1 summon. There is 2 summons into the Monk. He's going to activate the Ashina, or he's going to activate Adara here. And Adara is going to add back another Adara. And I was like, wait, because I wasn't sure if you could add back Adara with Adara. But you just can't add back that like the copy of Adara that you banish for its effect cannot add back that same copy. You have to just add back a different copy. So he was just like telling me, like, yeah, I can add back another copy. That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, okay, sure. Keep going. Ashina effect. So that's, I think this is his 4th summon. No. Ashina 1, Monk 2, Adara 3. So yeah, this is his 3rd summon. There's his 4th. And yeah, he's going to go for his 5th summon here. There's Chi-Zhao. And he's going to go ahead and search here Emergence. And I'm just going to let him keep extending here. At this point, he goes end of main phase. And I'm like, this is also an important lesson to why you never say attempt to go to battle. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, I guess in every situation it doesn't always matter, but, like, you really want to make your opponent think that they're done with their turn. You can just say attempt to leave main 1, because you have 2 options. You could either go to the battle phase, or you could go straight to your end phase, which immediately denies them card effects that have to be activated in the main phase because they just missed that period. You can kind of bluff that you're going to end your turn. So that's why I never like trying to say, like, go to BP, go to end phase, right? Because, like, you give them a little bit more information than you technically have to. So I say, you know what? That's fine, because even if he were to actually end his turn here, I feel okay. Like, with, you know, very little follow-up that I have. Because I can just go ahead and, like, Hound recovery add back Hound. I mean, I guess that's not, like, the best follow-up, to be totally honest, but I decided to hold the Nib because I'm like, you know what? He's definitely bluffing, because he just added Emergence, too. And I'm expecting, like, more plays. But he sets one. He never fires the Emergence. I was expecting a long Yun here, but he never goes for it. Yeah, and then he passes turn. We draw Fukimadoshi Piper, which is actually kind of sick. Standby phase. Nothing comes up. And this is where that red reboot is going to come in clutch. And I'm glad I decided to hold it, because really wasn't super threatened there. He, like, waited to the very tail end of a subpar, like, board, a subpar play to use it. He could have gotten much more value out of it later on, or earlier on, I guess. He's going to go ahead and Chi-Zhao negate the Hound. And then I have the Duke Engrave here. Luckily, I just drew a tuner off the top. That's going to go ahead and summon out the Piper. Piper effect. He's going to chain Scythe here. Chain red reboot. I'm just way better. And we go ahead and pay half our life points. He's going to go ahead and set an Imperm. And we reveal talents, which is insane. Draw 1 into draw 2. And we draw into recovery and card turbo, which is just bonkers. So, like, I know he has an Emergence in hand, and the other card in his hand, I don't think I know either, because he still has only used that one Tai. Yeah, and it's banished here, so, like, could be anything at this point. We go ahead and link 2 into Revenge Shooter. We go ahead and banish a 6, reveal, what do we reveal here? Yeah, we reveal a Terror Top and probably another Hound. And we get the Hound. We additional normal the Hound. Hound effect. Activate Hound. And he asked me, you know, didn't I already use this? But I remind him that Hound's first effect is not a once per turn. When this card is a normal summon, you can send a Speedroid card from your deck to the graveyard. But this says, you know, for its graveyard effect, you can only use this effect of Speedroid Ultron once per turn, referring to the graveyard effect. So yeah. He grabs it, reads it. I'm like, yeah, it's not a once per turn. So we dump Duke, and then we recovery. What do I recovery back here? We recovery back Terror Top. Oh, yeah, that's huge. Yeah, so that's where not getting the Terror Top is huge, because we drew into recovery. And that's going to go to me Tekatomborg. and summon Tekatomborg here, and I think I tag into Dice. Really got to mash this next play button sometimes. Activate Dice. Dice is going to make that a level 2. And we're just going to, like, Cork Shooter and go for, like, Crystal Wings here with Card Turbos, and that's just going to be probably game here. Yeah, so we bring those back. Make that a 4, go for a Goy to go for Crystal Wing, activate Card Turbo. He says lag, comes back. Still lagging, comes back. And then we go for double Crystal Wing, and that's just going to be game. 3,800 over the Chi-Jiao. 1,000 over this. Another 38 and another 18. And that is game O'Plenty with the nibs still in hand. Yeah, and Sanctum Imperm is not going to save him here, so because of the red reboot. Yeah, and we take that match against Swordsoul there rather easily. Like I always say, this is a pretty easy matchup. And playing more hand traps definitely helps. So, yeah, I don't know what our rating was at the end of this, but probably around like just below 220, I want to say, rating. And yeah, that's going to do for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and if you want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And as always, guys, we'll see you in the next one. And like always, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members, and they are Tweeter0226, Pony Start, Cadillacs84, Key Stitchers, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your extremely generous support of the channel.